Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Anime Season 5. Coming in at number 10, we have. My phone needs to shut up. Thank you. Anyway, coming in at number 10, we have Yu Gi Oh! Now, as far as Yu Gi Oh! Goes, I'm more so talking about um, the first generation of Yu Gi Oh! Yu Gi Oh! GX, um, and a little bit of 5Ds and most of Zexal. Um, Now here's the thing: 5Ds, there is very little of 5Ds that I actually enjoyed. For the most part, the only parts of 5Ds that I actually enjoyed were the traditional battles where they would actually stand and duel. I I hate the motorcycle duels. I have always hated that stuff. I think it's just so dumb. Um, and um, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of 5Ds. Um, I personally think that of all of the Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists that I have seen, which just from the first four generations, I saw a little bit of was it V Reigns? I saw a little bit of V Reigns, but I never actually finished it. I want to. I want to. I want to finish V Reigns because that includes virtual reality and hoverboards. So that's like right up my alley. I love that shit. So I definitely plan on like finishing that eventually. I have no intention of ever watching um Arc V or Sevens or whatever the newest one is that just started to come out, like Yu-Gi-Oh! What was it, Go or something like that? I think. Um, yeah, I have no interest in any of those. Zero interest. Uh, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, I personally, for me anyway, I personally feel like the even numbered animes are the ones that really speak to me. Where the odd number ones are odd number ones post first generation are the ones that just are just so uninteresting to me. Um, Arc V7, 5Ds, like all of them are just not very good. But of course, everybody loves the original Yu-Gi-Oh. Everybody loves the original. Everybody loves all the original characters. So do I. Yugi, Joey, Kaiba, Merrick, Bakura, Pegasus. The list goes on and on of the likable and lovable characters from the original. And uh, a lot of people like to give the fourth season of the original series crap. Um, for being like nothing but filler when it's kind of coming off of the heels of a major filler arc from the third season with the whole trapped in a virtual reality thing. It's coming off the heels of a major filler arc like that. Um, and uh, and then a lot of people also like to just kind of disregard the Casey Grand Championship as well, because that's yet another filler arc coming right off the heels of an entire season of filler. Um, but personally, I really love the Orichalcos arc. I love the Orichalcos arc. I think it's honestly one of the I think it's one of the most interesting arcs in the original series. Um, All of the story arcs in the original series are really good. The Battle City arc, the Duelist Kingdom arc, the Dawn of the Duel arc. The weakest arc, the two weakest arcs for me are the Noah arc and the KC Grand Championship arc. Although I will say that the Noah arc did have some very fun duels towards the end. After you've dealt with like the big five, they have to fight all of them at once when they all like turn into this giant. When they all turn into this giant five-headed dragon, you fight all of them at once, and they fight all of them at once, and then there's the fight of Kaiba versus Noah, and then Yugi versus Noah, then Kaiba versus Gozoboro. All of these duels were actually really fun to watch. Those were all very entertaining, but you had to get through a lot of boring stuff to get to those really fun duels. The KC Grand Championship, the only interesting duels in there, I personally think, were Kaiba's duel against Victor von Schroeder, and then Yugi's duel against what was his name? Leon or something like that, I believe. It's been a while since I've seen that arc. But I think it was Leon. Yeah, those were the only interesting arcs in that filler arc. Those were the interesting duels in that filler arc. And then oh yeah, there was the Capsule Monster arc that also happened in the 5th season. That was pretty fun. That was interesting. I'm a bit biased when it comes to that, considering how one of the only Yu-Gi-Oh games I own, one of the only Yu-Gi-Oh console games I own, is a game called Capsule Monster Coliseum, and I love that game. It was like my first major video game obsession. Like, I just would play that for hours and hours on end, like on a daily basis. Like, once I got that game and it hooked me in, I could not stop playing it. And I got every single Capsule Monster piece. I got every single one, including all pieces of Exodia. I had Exodia, and I could just bring that out in every game, and it would just dominate everything. It was so much fun. I had so much fun. I had so much fun with that game. I would love to do a Let's Play of that game once I get a proper recording equipment. Once I get proper recording equipment, I would definitely love to play that game. But aside from the original series, GX I also absolutely adore. GX, I personally think, is the best Yu-Gi-Oh series post original. It is the best continuation of the Yu-Gi-Oh series. I personally believe that. Now the original is still by far the best, but GX is a close second in my eyes. I love each of the characters, and Alexis Rhodes was one of my first anime crushes. Her and Misty were like my first anime crushes. I enjoyed watching Sailor Moon when I was really little. I enjoyed a lot of the characters, but I can't really say that I had a crush on any of the characters. I certainly had my favorite, Sailor Mercury. I really enjoy the Shy Nerdy girls. The Shy Nerdy girls are always really cute to me. But even though she was my favorite, I wouldn't say that I had a crush on her. Um, but Misty and Alexis Rhodes, I 100% did. I 100% had crushes on both of those characters. Now, when GX started to come out, that was around the time. That was around the time that I was starting to go into middle school, and I was certain changes were happening. Around that time that made me see certain characters in a different light. uh, so so yeah, like I can't deny that that was a part of my initial crush on Alexis. I can't deny that was a part of it. Um, but yeah, she was definitely my favorite character in GX for original 100% Kaiba. Absolutely. A close second was Joey. I really enjoyed Joey. He was a very fun character. Um, but Kaiba 100% was my favorite character in the original series. Still is. He's just the best character. Um, and um, let's see. As far as 5Ds, what I did see, my favorite character was actually two characters. It was the twins. I enjoyed the twins, Leo and Luna. I enjoyed their characters, and I enjoyed seeing them go. I did enjoy seeing their story arc going from being um, fairly weak duelists, fairly weak duelists that each had one strong card, to being extremely valuable members of the team and uh, being the ones to take down like a major threat um, in the last arc of the series. So I enjoyed. I did enjoy um, watching their story arc unfold. That was very that was very that was really good. That was really awesome. Um, and then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, which I will defend to my dying day as being a really, really good Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. Everybody likes to crap on Zexal. Everybody likes to do that, but nobody ever gives an explanation as to why it's bad. Nobody I've talked to has given an explanation as to why it's bad. They just say that they just say that it's horrible, but they don't explain why they think it's horrible. And that's because there were a couple influencers. There were just a handful of of online influencers that gave their opinion, said that Zexal was bad, um, and gave like a handful of reasons as to why they have that opinion, and then millions of other people just started to say this. It just started to say that it's bad, not forming their own opinion by watching this series. No, 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 no. That would take effort. Instead, they just decided that they thought that the series was bad because somebody else said it was bad. They don't form their own opinion on it. They just kind of copy what somebody else said. And there was a bug. Uh, anyway, so so yeah, I will continue to defend Zexal to my dying day that it is a good Yu-Gi-Oh series, and I'm not gonna go too deep into why I believe that so wholeheartedly. I'm getting tongue twisted here. Uh, twist of my tongue. Um, an entire Zexal discussion. I'll have to have an entire Zexal discussion another day. Um, I do have a lot to say about Zexal, though. I have a lot to say about it, but if I were to say everything I wanted to say about it in this video would be like 40 minutes long, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put you guys through that. But I will just say that it is a good series that not enough people give credit to. Not enough people have given it a chance. Not enough people have tried to understand why it's so good. They just assume it's bad because a couple of influencers said it was bad when it was first starting. And that's just not fair to the series and the people who made it, who worked so hard to create this. And everybody should just kind of watch it and form their own opinion on it instead of just trying to copy somebody else's opinion and pass it off as their own. But as far as my favorite character in Zexal goes, that would actually be a bit of a tie. There's Kite, or Kaito, depending on if you're watching the English dub or the English sub. For some reason, the dub decides to just cut out the O in Kaito's name and just call him Kite, which is kind of weird. But he is the Kaiba of the series. He is definitely the Kaiba of the series, 100%, complete with a 3,000 attack dragon as his main monster, a little brother who constantly needs saving, an evil businessman father. And he's rich and has an ego the size of his dragon. So yeah, he is 100% the Kaiba of the series. And he is my favorite character is a tie between him and this girl called Anya, because of just how destructive Anya is. Every time she enters a building, she just uses a giant battering ram to just blast her way into a building. She just blasts her way in and out of a building. Every time she enters a scene, it's always by destroying something. And every time she exits the scene, she's destroying something. And it is just so freaking funny. Comedy ensues whenever she's on screen. You can bet there's gonna be some destruction whenever she shows up. But it is funny. She makes me laugh. But yeah. So those two would be my two favorite characters in Zexal. Anya for comedic purposes, and Kaito for the overarching story that he has, the story arc that he goes through. It's really cool. But yeah, those are the Yu-Gi-Oh series that I watched. Now, as far as V-Reigns goes, I don't remember too many of the characters, as I only watched the first 10 episodes, and then I stopped. I never went back to it. I enjoyed what I saw. I liked what I saw, but I got really busy with stuff. I was really busy with other stuff around that time, and I just did not have time to keep watching it, unfortunately, back then. I do plan on watching the whole series now, because I know it's done, because they're on the 8th generation of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, and that was Generation 6. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what that has in store, and maybe I'll make another video at some point talking about the series. And I'm sure that eventually I'm going to make a video explaining why Zexal is a really good Yu-Gi-Oh! Continuation. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. So let me know in the comment box below, what is your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series post-original? Because we all know original is the best, but what is your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Sequel series? What's your favorite one, and who's your favorite character? So I didn't really talk about the card game, but that's a discussion for another time because we're already 21 minutes into this. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And I will see you all in the next video for number 9. Take care, everybody.